Hi everyone, how to get the Russian temporary residency? Is it difficult or not? Or how long does it take to get the Russian temporary residency? How to go to the can if get Russian temporary residency can stay in Russia for a long time? So let's start the video. Hi everyone. Today in this video I am just talking about Russian temporary residency. How to get the Russian temporary residency? What is the benefit of the Russian temporary residency? How long can stay here if you got the Russian temporary residency? How long you can stay here in Russia? So today actually I'm living in Russia for a long time, almost for more than 3 years I am living here in Russia. So I have a Russian permanent residency here, and now I'm working also. A lot of people ask me if got Russian temporary residency can possible to work here in Russia, so can settle there in Russia or not. So actually, if you got Russian temporary residency, you can work only 3 years here in Russia. More than 3 years you can't stay here in Russia. While I applying time, so these rules I know for 3 years you can continuously live here in Russia, but if you apply for Russian permanent residency, so it's long. When I applying for Russian temporary residency, it does to take almost six months to get to my. I got after 6 months I got Russian temporary residency. You can work. You can also, this is a benefit, but you can work if you got Russian temporary residency. You can work also, but you can't go another states of Russia. But where you apply for Russian temporary residency, you should have to work these states only, but you can't to go to another states and you can't work over there. So until you get a Russian permanent residency, you should have to stay which state you apply for Russian temporary residency. You should have to stay these states only. So after you got Russian temporary residency, after 1 year, after all, you can apply for Russian permanent residency. If you got a permanent residency, but you can go anywhere in Russia, any states of Russia. But if you go somewhere in Russia, some states of Russia, if you go, so you should have to make registration this town. It's not very difficult. You can make registration after you can work over there. And what's the benefit of temporary residency? The main benefit, you can work 3 years. You can work in Russia, and many people ask me what kind of people can get it for Russian temporary residency. What kind of people can get it Russian? So if you are if you are a student, or if you are married in Russia, so you can get it Russian temporary residency. Temporary residency, it means for few years you can live in Russia and you can work here in Russia. So what kinds of documents you need for apply for Russian temporary residency? When I applying time, I give some documents. I will say you. So if you are, first of all, if you need your medical, your health should be clear, and you need to take the police clearance certificate, PCC. So when I apply that time, a lot of people ask me which kind you give for police clearance certificate. Did you take for police clearance certificate the PCC from passport office or local police station? But I given at that time. They asked me for they want for local police station, so I got my PCC in local police station. So I got. But your everything should be clear. Your father name, mother name should be, don't write like short name. You should have, if you apply for Russian temporary residency, everything you should have to explain correctly. Like for example, your father name, like or your surname, your father name, like short, like EK, like for my EK, like Idakavil, like this. If you write it shortly, EK, they will not accept. So I already I have experience, so I am saying, so you should have to clearly write it all, full name, everything should be clear, then only they will accept. Then I will one by one I can say. First of all, you need for PCC, police clearance certificate, and second one, this police clearance certificate should be apostle in the Minister of External Affairs. That's very important things. You should be apostle, and needed for stamp of notary. And second one, you should have to write Russian language exam. If there have one exam, is Russian language. they will check your communication skill. And my old video I already explain about it, so you can, if you can see that video, my previous video, you can see that after you can understand it more about Russian language exam. This language exam is very important. You should have to write, and they will check your language skill, and they will check your writing skill, listening skill, everything they will check it. And you should have to know about Russian history and all, then you can pass this exam easily. So this is second one. Third one, you want the medical is very important. I already said your medical your health should be clear, then only you can get it for Russian temporary residency. And if you married, you should have to submit your marriage certificate. If you are not married, if you are students or you are student, like student certificate, you can apply for that. So if you are married, then you can a little bit easy to get Russian temporary residency. But when I applied, a little bit difficult to get. So I tried my best level. So a lot of problems I had. My spelling mistake, there have some problems. So they sent to me again. I go in there. A lot of money I spent it for that. So I lost a lot of money. So I try my best level, because I would like to live here in Russia. So I just try my best level. So I got my temporary residency. So I continuously live here in Russia. At that moment, I just recently I applied for Russian permanent residency. So God help me. So I also got for that time it's also a little bit difficult, but I try my best level. So I got for my Russian permanent residency also. Now I'm very happy. So I'm living here in Russia right now. But same, because if you first of all, if everything you can understand, but if you try for everything, if you first time, it will be a little bit difficult. And second one is, it's okay, it's not very difficult regarding to me. I don't think so too much difficult. Now if you got for a Russian permanent residency, all life you can live here in Russia, and no rules, because you should have to show your bank balance. While I apply almost for 3 lakh or more, or 3 lakh ruble, you should have to show bank balance. So I think more like this much, more almost 3 lakh rupees I show for bank balance. You should have to show your bank balance. You should have to keep your 3 lakh, and the government should need to know you are eligible to. The government need to know you are okay, it's fine, you can live here in Russia, there is no any problem. So after they will give you Russian permanent residency. So this kind of a lot of benefits are there if you have Russian permanent residency. If you have a Russian permanent residency, also you can go another states of Russia and you can work there. But if you go another state of Russia, you should have to make registration. That registration is very important. So it's very easy. You can get it for registration. It's not very difficult. So you can get it. It's not very. I don't think so. It's very big problem. So okay, after you can work another states of Russia also. So I thought to make somebody's asked me about Russian permanent residency and Russian temporary residency. So I want to explain about it. So if you don't know, so I think you got it some knowledge about Russian permanent and temporary residency. And third one is going to the third steps is last steps is Russian passport. So if you want the Russian passport, you can also apply for Russian passport. Russian passport rule, I just know there are no rules. Only you want your birth certificate and your explain your story, your history, when you are born until this time, your age, what's your age right now until this time. You should have to explain your whole story, and your passport, your marriage certificate, this kind of documents needed for Russian passport. So if you want, you can apply for Russian passport. And Russia is good country, and Russia is nice for live for here is good. If you have good money, if you have good work, if you have a good salary, here is fine to live here in Russia. Russia is a very big country. You can travel a lot of places in Russia. Russia have a hot place and cold place. Now most of them here is a cold but nice place in Russia. Everything is fine. It's a standard life. Everything is okay. But if you should have to get I can say again and again, if you have a good job, if you don't have a good job, it's really difficult to survive here in Russia, I can say. But regarding to the Europe country, I don't know about Europe, but Russia, I'm living here is almost for more than 3 years here, and now I can understand the situation. Everything is fine. Russia is good. So anyway, thank you very much. If you like my video, please share, subscribe. See you again in a new video.